All right. Well, welcome back to Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Vinny.
I'm Dylan. Today we're going to look at a trader who recently an article came out that they lost pretty much everything they have on Baba calls. We're going to look at kind of how they did the trade, where it went wrong, and how crappy that feels.
Exactly. If you guys enjoy this entertaining stock market content of Two Stupid Guys Trading Stocks, by all means, give us a like and subscribe below. We'd love to have you along. We have another video coming up soon. We're going to do like a little channel giveaway announcement to say thank you for everyone, our first year on YouTube, basically. But yeah, give us a like and subscribe below. With that, we'll get to
it. Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks.
400K. That's a lot to lose.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of change, man. So Vinny sent me this article, and this is a pretty solid video because there's a lot of lessons in here, but 400K, dude.
Yeah, it's one of those things where even if you are still kind of solid in your convictions, like both Dylan and I, both long Baba, but if you use the wrong instrument or play it the wrong way, you can still end up losing a lot of money.
Cue me shorting the cues in the wrong instrument.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the title of the article. If anyone wanted to look it up and read the whole thing, I'm going to do like a quick 2-3 minute summary. And I'm just going to show you the points in the actual article. But here's the full title if you type it into Google.
Exactly. Motherboard, huh? No, it's Tech Magazine.
Vice.
Oh, Tech by Vice. Oh, yeah, understood.
Yeah. So basically, it's a 26-year-old kid, essentially, making 40, 50K a year. Very, very conservative. I'm going to highlight this piece so everyone can see it. I had 300K in a high yield savings account. I made 1K on it a year. You can't get much more conservative, right?
Yeah, that's very conservative. Short of putting that in your mattress, I guess.
Right, exactly. So then, the guys, and I feel like this is a very common story, maybe not the amount, but really common for everyone. They see crypto and they're like, man, this is wild, right? So the guy puts like $3,000 in crypto, lost all of it.
Wow.
Right. This is when he only had $5,000. So that's 60% of his net worth.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's saying how, he works in a tech industry and some of his colleagues are worth $10 million.
Okay.
And that the big tipping point, what was it, Vinny? GameStop.
Oh, yeah.
He sees GameStop and he's like, my colleagues are worth a bunch. I'm going to go for it. Right. But he felt like he was late on GameStop. So his first bet was AMC.
Okay.
Put 5K in AMC. That 5 then became 15.
Yeah, I'll say if you got in early enough, there was definitely some money to be made there. It's went from $2 a share to still around 30 as of filming of this video.
That 15 became 50.
Wow. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's when you stop. That's where the casinos get you.
Exactly. You
go to the buffet. It says, huh?
You go to the buffet at the casino at that point.
Go to the buffet. So then it says he bet on silver, but he wanted a more safe bet. And he stumbled onto Baba. He stumbled onto Alibaba, which had fallen to $250. It's not going lower than
that. Was it 125 as of we're filming this? Oh,
yeah. So he said, it fell from 330 to 245. It has 40 to 50% upside. I feel like this is a very safe bet. So what he did, he put all of his money, a $200 strike price call option on Baba. It doesn't give the strike date, but that's what we know.
Yeah.
He initially invested $300,000 in February. Every single liquid asset in his account. Okay?
Hurts.
In his words, the downside seemed limited. Max will go to 280.
Oh. I mean, downside seems limited when data is just eating away at your soul every single day. That I don't think that's someone that recognized. Is this his first options trade? It kind of sounds like.
So he's saying that he's a novice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough.
So, and here's the stress part we're going to get to, but the issue with Alibaba is it's a dual listed stock, meaning it trades in Hong Kong and US.
Yeah.
So, for instance, after market close here, I have we both have a bunch of money in Baba. We get to look at night in Hong Kong when it tanks 5% and be like, tomorrow's going to be a good day.
Yeah, exactly.
So his mom tells him, get out. You're losing too much money. It keeps on dropping, keeps on dropping. He saved another 100K, put all of it in it in July. Okay. 10 days after that, it drops 30%.
Ow.
Look at this. So this is his account.
Yeah, that's utterly brutal.
Loss of $374,000.
Yeah, that the option must have gone from in the money to out of the money right there, and like the value just gets destroyed at that point.
Yeah, and the real problem here is he was just straight negative off the bat, right?
Yeah.
He would get some upticks, and then you think it's going to come back.
Yeah, I mean that's a exaggerated view of Alibaba's stock for the last year. It's been in a downtrend, down like 60% over the last 12 months. It's insane.
Yeah, it's essentially just a leverage view.
Yeah.
So basically, he was saying kind of what I just said. Every uptick, he's like, man, if I can just get my money back, if I just get my money back. He's pretty depressed for 2 months. I'll skip a lot of this, but basically the thing is he was very, very stressed while in the trade.
Yeah.
He got out of the trade and all the stress went away. He's just like, all right, it's over. It is what it is. There's no point in being messed up anymore. So that's the article. It is a very good article.
Yeah. We can link it down below.
Yeah, we'll link it down below.
Anyone wants to read it themselves.
It goes into a lot more FOMO stuff. I try to make it shorter for this.
The fortunate thing is that this guy is 26. And he's able to save up hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's working in an industry where he's got friends that are multimillionaires. So he probably has some people around him to teach him the right mentality. I would gather, unless they were the ones that giving him a FOMO. But
I'm going to say they were the ones giving him FOMO. But
yeah, I mean, he'll recover from this in the grand scheme of things, but
yeah, for sure.
It still sucks.
It does suck, but there's a lesson to be had, which we're going to talk about. So
exactly.
One thing I wanted to look at is Vinny and I'm like half Vinny, half real risky. So I'm like, I do try to search for value. Vinny's a hardcore value guy. He's like, I want 50% upside over the course of 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I shoot for. Do I hit that? Yeah.
So there's definitely merit just being a value investor because during these dips, you're like, you're not stressed. Like for instance, Baba dipping, I don't care. I almost hope it drops to 80 so I can buy a little bit more. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, same.
And FOMO, it is a very real feeling. I have experienced it multiple times. We're going to look at my worst trade.
Yeah.
I think it's my worst trade.
Okay.
I got two. Shorting the queues in the vehicle that I chose was not a good idea. God. I'm going to look at the graph here because this doesn't do it justice, but this is plug. This was in like February or March. All right.
Yeah.
So the first green arrow is a buy. Can you go to the previous slide real quick? There's one big lesson. Do you see that stop loss sell canceled?
Stop loss. Yeah, I do. Cancel February 17th. And then
that's
on
important.
The 16th.
Yep, that's important. Okay, so go back to the thing. So I bought like 200 shares there. It gapped down literally the next day.
But 1 second. So that's like a doji. Why did you open that trade?
Because it was going downwards and it formed a doji at low volume.
Okay.
So initially, the stop loss was going to be a very, very tight stop, meaning I'll lose $50.
Okay.
What I didn't think about is, well, what happened if the stock just gaps down $6 the next day that I entered the trade? I have not encountered that yet. This was my first time.
Yeah.
So I, like an idiot, bought more, and then I bought more. And then I sold during that big hammer during that day because, you don't know. At that time, it was just a full down bar, but I'm glad I sold just look at where it's at. But this is probably the best example of terrible risk management. And I have never been in an issue where I buy and 2 hours later, the next day, it just gaps down $6. Like I haven't actually seen that before on myself.
I heard. So your stop loss at that point is it a market order or is it like a limit order? As in,
so I had it for market, during the actual opening times of the market. So I was able to cancel it before the market opened, hence why I canceled it. Because I'm like, holy crap.
Otherwise, you would have sold into the $6.
It would have sold immediately. It would have been out, which would have been much better. That's why you never delete your stop losses, guys. But go to the next slide here. So this is my opinion. All right. In my opinion, we live in an environment not conducive to learning. People think it's completely fine to spend 100, 200, 300K on a bachelor's degree that I won't get into it. I don't think a lot of people use.
In drama.
Yeah, sure. To name one. But if you ever spend money on like yourself or on personal education, I don't know. I see people get shit on that for all the time.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Kind of wild.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely I think the hard part with investing is that people think it's like largely a kind of logical pursuit. It's all up in your head, but it's all about like having the stomach, to have the kind of thought, have your thesis, and then have enough conviction to stick with it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely this is my biggest takeaway, because once again, I hate the fact that someone will spend 100 grand in a communications degree, and I should say a specific degree, certain degrees, and they just don't use it. But I'm sure someone has said this before, Vinny.
Yeah.
Okay. I just came up with it, but I'm not saying that I'm the only one that said that. I'm pretty sure thousands of people have said this before.
Yeah.
But if every loss is a lesson that you learn, then you didn't lose anything. You just paid the cost of the lesson. So I paid $5,000 to realize that if it gaps down, get out. And now I won't do that again. Just like I paid $4,000 to not short the cues on a short time frame.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of lessons to be learned, unfortunately, there. I completely get it and agree. Ideally, you try to make your tuition costs a little lower.
Absolutely, that would be ideal. Yeah, like scholarship.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what that article about $300,000 options trade being your first foray into options trading, but
it didn't specify that. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, it didn't talk about him trading options prior to that.
No, yeah.
Yep, and then also beware of theta is another lesson to take from that, from my standpoint.
Yes, it is pretty rough.
I tend to be a net seller of options rather than a buyer of options because I like to enjoy theta. There's actually a Reddit forum called Theta Gang. If you're curious, check it out.
Theta Gang, all right.
Theta Gang, yeah.
I'll check it out.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think about this in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, also post your worst loss story. That'd be interesting to read.
Yeah, that would be.
All right. Have a good one, guys.